Most men don't even realize when they've already lost the game before it begins. You think she likes you, but in her mind, you're already sitting comfortably in the safe friend category. And here's the painful truth. Once she puts you there, escaping that zone is nearly impossible. Older men especially fall into this trap without noticing because they mistake friendliness for attraction. They buy her coffee, they listen to her problems, they play the nice guy role, thinking it's building desire. Wrong. It's killing it. Attraction doesn't grow from comfort. It grows from tension and polarity. If you act like her older brother, she'll treat you like one, not like a man she desires. You might think you're being respectful, but she just sees you as another friend to vent to. And the worst part? You end up frustrated, wondering why younger women never see you that way. So let's break down the 5 subtle ways older men accidentally friendzone themselves and how to stop it before it's too late. 1. Acting like her therapist instead of a man. One of the biggest mistakes older men make with younger women is slipping into the role of a therapist. You might not even notice it, but the moment she starts opening up about her problems and you instantly switch into comfort and advice mode, you've just positioned yourself in the friend zone. Why? Because attraction isn't built on how well you listen to her trauma. It's built on how you make her feel when she's around you. If every conversation with you feels like a free counseling session, she won't crave your presence. She'll just rely on you like a shoulder to cry on. And let's be honest, no woman ever lies awake at night fantasizing about the guy who tells her how to manage her stress at work. The psychology here is brutal but simple. Women categorize men very quickly. They ask themselves, do I see him as a potential partner, or do I see him as a safe listener? When you're always nodding, always giving advice, always sympathizing, you've already answered that question for her. You're telling her subconsciously, don't see me as masculine, see me as nurturing. And the second you present yourself as nurturing instead of bold, her sexual attraction shuts off. She might appreciate you, but she'll never desire you. Here's the trap most older men fall into. They think being emotionally available is the same as being attractive. It's not. Of course, women want a man who can listen, but if that's all you bring to the table, she files you away under emotional support. Think about it. The guy she's texting at midnight isn't the one who gives her a pep talk about her boss. It's the one who makes her pulse quicken, the one she feels a spark of tension with, the one who isn't afraid to flirt instead of just listen. The solution? Stop trying to fix her problems. Stop treating every chat like it's a therapy appointment. If she talks about her stress, acknowledge it, but don't dive into problem-solving mode. Instead, pivot into playfulness, teasing, or light flirtation. Remind her you're a man, not a diary. When you maintain that polarity, you keep the energy charged and prevent her from unconsciously shoving you into the friend zone. Remember this. She already has friends to cry to. She doesn't need another one. She needs a man who excites her, not a therapist who drains her. 2. Playing it too safe and avoiding flirtation. Older men often make the mistake of thinking that playing it safe is the smart strategy. They believe if they're polite enough, respectful enough, and never cross any lines, younger women will magically wake up one day and think, wow, he's such a gentleman. I want him reality check. That never happens. What actually happens is she looks at you as dependable, respectful, and utterly non-threatening. And once she sees you as non-threatening, guess where you land? The friend zone, with a one-way ticket and no refund. See, younger women expect a certain level of confidence and energy. They want to feel like you're not afraid to show your intentions. When you're too safe, when you hold back compliments, avoid playful teasing, or never risk a flirtatious comment, you remove all the tension that attraction needs to grow. Attraction isn't logical. It thrives on polarity. If she feels you're tiptoeing around her, she doesn't think, what a gentleman. She thinks, he doesn't see me that way. And once that thought cements in her mind, She'll never see you as more than a friendly older guy. The psychology is straightforward. Women want to feel chosen, not just tolerated. If you're scared to flirt, scared to show desire, scared to make her blush a little, she doesn't feel that spark. You become predictable, and predictability kills excitement. The younger men she ignores may sometimes go too far, but at least they make her feel something. You're offering her safe, neutral, boring conversations. She appreciates it, sure, but she doesn't crave it. This doesn't mean being creepy or over the top. It means owning your masculinity enough to say what you actually think. If she looks stunning, say it. Don't bury it in a generic compliment like, "That's a nice dress." Be bolder. That color on you is dangerous. If she teases you, push back with confidence. If you're interested, let it be known in subtle but undeniable ways. That playful edge creates the spark that separates you from every other safe guy orbiting around her. The key is this: respect and flirtation are not opposites. You can respect her boundaries while still making her feel the masculine-feminine tension that fuels attraction. If you strip that tension away in an effort to be safe, you've already handed her the scissors to cut off any romantic possibility. So remember, safety is good when driving a car. In attraction, it's a slow-motion crash into the friend zone. 3. Overinvesting. Too early. One of the easiest ways older men friend zone themselves is by overinvesting too soon. This happens when you start treating her like she's already your girlfriend before she's even decided if she's attracted to you. You text her every morning, you offer to pick her up, you cover every little expense, you cancel plans just to be available for her. And at first, she might smile and thank you. But deep down, she's not thinking, "Wow, what a catch." She's thinking, "This guy is way too eager." Here's the psychology behind it. Attraction thrives on value exchange. In the beginning, things should feel balanced, with both people putting in effort. But when an older man floods a younger woman with time, energy, and attention she hasn't earned yet, she subconsciously places him in the provider role, not the lover role. You've positioned yourself as the safe, dependable man who gives without question. That sounds nice, but it kills desire because desire isn't born from excess. It's born from scarcity and significance. If you give her everything up front, nothing you do holds weight anymore. Think about it. If you're always available, your time feels cheap. If you're always paying, your generosity feels expected. If you're always texting, your attention loses value. Instead of seeing you as a prize she needs to earn, she sees you as a resource she can tap into whenever she feels like it. And once that happens, the dynamic shifts. You're no longer the man she dreams about at night. You're the man she calls when she needs help moving furniture. Brutal, but true. The worst part? Overinvesting too early removes all mystery. Younger women crave excitement, unpredictability, and the challenge of winning a man's approval. When you hand all of that over without her lifting a finger, she loses interest fast. She doesn't feel the thrill of chasing because you've made yourself too easy. And once a woman decides you're easy, she files you under friend, not potential partner. The fix? Pull back. Give her space to invest in you. Match her effort instead of overwhelming her with yours. Let her wonder what you're doing instead of constantly checking in. Show her that your time, money, and energy are valuable, not things you hand out just to keep her around. Remember, attraction isn't about how much you give. It's about how much she feels she could lose if she doesn't value you. And the moment you stop overinvesting, you stop handing her the keys to lock you in the friend zone. 4. Hiding masculine intentions behind polite friendship. Another way older men accidentally trap themselves in the friend zone is by hiding their true intentions under the disguise of just being nice. You know the script. You hang out with her, you help her with errands, you let her vent for hours, and you convince yourself that one day she'll wake up and realize how amazing you are. But here's the reality. If you never make your masculine interest clear, she will simply categorize you as a friend, and once she makes that decision, it's almost impossible to change. Younger women are extremely perceptive. They can feel when a man is attracted to them, even if he tries to cover it up. And here's the paradox. When you refuse to express that attraction directly, you come off as weak, hesitant, and unsure of yourself. Women don't find uncertainty attractive. They find confidence attractive. If you're scared to say what you really want, she'll never feel that raw masculine energy that separates a potential partner from a safe buddy. The psychology is simple. Women are drawn to men who create polarity. Masculine energy meets feminine energy, and sparks fly. But when you hide your masculinity under layers of politeness, you neutralize that polarity. You're not a bold man anymore. You're just another safe, dependable friend. And safe doesn't equal sexy. She might trust you, she might appreciate you, but she will never desire you. Here's where many older men go wrong. They confuse respect with suppression. Respect means you acknowledge boundaries and treat her well. Suppression means you bury your attraction and hope she magically picks up on it. Big difference. Respect keeps the fire alive. Suppression kills it. When you suppress your masculine intent, she stops seeing you as a man and starts seeing you as a placeholder, someone she keeps around for comfort while she chases the guy who isn't afraid to flirt, tease, and show desire. The solution? Own your intent. That doesn't mean being crude or aggressive, but it does mean being honest. Compliment her in a way that leaves no doubt you see her as a woman, not just a buddy. Flirt with her in ways that make her blush instead of yawn. Let her feel the energy shift when you're around, so she knows you're not in her life to be her emotional babysitter. Once you embrace your masculine intentions openly, you break free from the trap of polite friendship. And finally give her a reason to see you as more than just another safe option. 5. Putting her on a pedestal instead of leveling with her. One of the most damaging mistakes older men make is putting younger women on a pedestal. You treat her like she's a rare goddess, untouchable and superior, while you shrink yourself down to the role of the grateful admirer. You flood her with compliments, you laugh too hard at her jokes, you agree with everything she says, and you never challenge her. In your mind, this shows respect and admiration. In her mind, it shows weakness. Women don't respect men who worship them. They respect men who see them as equals and aren't afraid to stand on the same level. Here's the psychological truth. When you elevate her too high, you automatically lower yourself, and attraction doesn't happen between a queen and her servant. It happens between two people who meet at equal levels of value. By constantly treating her like she's out of your league, you send her a subconscious message. You're the prize, I'm the fan. That's not desire, that's submission. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who willingly places himself beneath her. Younger women, especially, don't want a man who bows down. They want a man who lifts them up by leading with confidence. They crave challenge, not blind worship. If you agree with everything she says, she gets bored. If you never tease her, she feels no spark. If you never assert your own opinions, she stops seeing you as masculine. Think about it. The guys she dreams about aren't the ones saying, "You're so amazing, I don't deserve you." They're the ones who say, "Relax, you're cute, but you're not getting away with that." That balance of playful push and pull is what fuels attraction. The pedestal problem is especially common with older men who feel age is a disadvantage. They overcompensate by showering her with praise, gifts, and validation. But instead of closing the gap, it widens it. She starts to feel like you're chasing her approval, when in reality, it's her who should be chasing yours. The irony is, the moment you stop idolizing her and start treating her like a normal woman, flaws, quirks, and all, that's when she starts to respect you and see you as someone worth desiring. The fix is simple but powerful. Stop worshipping, start leading. Compliment her, yes, but balance it with playful teasing. Appreciate her, but don't glorify her. Let her know she's attractive, but also remind her that you're a man of value, not a fan begging for attention. When you step off your knees and stand tall, she finally looks at you not as a friend, not as a servant, but as a man she can actually desire. At the end of the day, most older men don't lose younger women because of their age. They lose them because of how they present themselves. You don't get friend-zoned because she wants a younger guy. You get friend-zoned because you accidentally act like her therapist, her safe buddy, her free provider, or her biggest fan. All of those roles might make you useful, but none of them make you desirable. Desire lives in polarity. It's built on confidence, tension, and the willingness to show masculine intent without apology. Think about the 5 traps we covered. Acting like her counselor, playing it too safe, over-investing too early, hiding your intentions, and putting her on a pedestal. Each one of these habits removes the spark she needs to see you as a man worth chasing. And the truth is, once you're locked in her friend zone, climbing out is nearly impossible. That's why you have to catch yourself before you fall in. So here's the takeaway. Respect her, but don't suppress yourself. Show interest, but don't smother. Give value, but don't overgive. Most importantly, stop begging for her approval and start leading with your presence. When you stand tall, own your intent, and treat her as an equal instead of a goddess, that's when she feels the spark. Attraction isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, confident, and unapologetically masculine. And that's what keeps you out of the friend zone for good.